Welcome back to Google Class. Dear students, how are you? Today I am going to teach you Indian Penal Code section 305. Okay, this section deals with abatement of suicide of child or insane person. Section 305 explain about if any person under 18 years of age, any insane person, any delirious person, any idiot, or any person in a state of intoxication commits suicide, whoever abates the commission of such suicide shall be punished with death or imprisonment for life or imprisonment for a term not exceeding 10 years and shall also be liable to fine. Okay, and this section have been inserted because the ordinary law of abatement is inapplicable. They apply when suicide is in fact committed in order to frame charge under section 305 of IPC. The material placed by the prosecution before the trial judge must be such that if it is accepted at its face value, it would establish that the commission of suicide by the girl below 18 years of age was the direct and proximate cause of the abatement or instigation offered by the applicant. Okay, this was saying section 305. Okay, let's see another section 306 of IPC. This section explains abatement of suicide. Now, what is abatement of suicide here? As per the IPC 306, if any person commits suicide, whoever abates the commission of such suicide shall be punished with imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 10 years and shall also be liable to fine. Okay, this abatement of suicide is punishable under this section and attempt to commit suicide under section 309. Okay, this 309 is punishment provision of this IPC. Okay, what are the ingredients needs to fulfill the abatement of suicide? Here the ingredients of abatement of suicide are: the prosecution has to prove, number one, the deceased committed suicide, the accused instigated or abated for committing suicide, that is, committing suicide by itself is a crime. Okay, note down. And third one, the direct involvement by the accused in such abatement or instigation is necessary. In famous case Ramesh Kumar versus State of Chhattisgarh, where the accused by his acts or by a continued course of conduct creates such circumstance that the deceased was left with no other option but to commit suicide, and instigation may be inferred. In other words, in order to prove that the accused abated commission of suicide by a person, it has to be established that. The fourth point, the accused kept on irritating or annoying the deceased by words, deeds, or willful omission or conduct, which may even be a willful silence until the deceased reacted or pushed or forced the deceased by his deeds, words, or willful omission or conduct to make the deceased move forward more quickly in a forward direction. And the fifth point, that the accused had the intention to provoke, urge, encourage the deceased to commit suicide while acting in the manner noted above all. Undoubtedly, presence of mens rea is the necessary concomitant of instigation. Okay, these are all ingredients need to fulfill, then it is called abatement of suicide. Okay, any one of the ingredients is we see in this area, it is called abatement of suicide. And relevantly, it may be mentioned that there is a marked difference between intimidatory statement and instigatory statement. Here, intimidatory, okay, intimidatory, INTIMIDATORY, intimidatory statements may give rise to two types of consequences. Okay, number one is either the person to whom such statements are made by frightened and may be on receiving end, or he may be hungry enough to retaliate. Okay, whereas the second one, instigatory statements, falls within the category of goading, provoking, etc. Okay, and abatement involves a mental process of instigating a person or intentionally aiding a person in doing a thing. Without a positive act on the part of the accused to instigate or aid in committing suicide, conviction cannot be sustained. Okay, and another one, how the scope and ambit of section 107 IPC and its correlation with section 306 of Indian Penal Code. Let's see one by one. Here, the abatement involves a mental process of instigating a person, okay, or intentionally aiding a person in doing of a thing without a positive act on the part of the accused to instigate or aid in committing suicide. Conviction cannot be sustained. Okay, the intention of the legislature here and the ratio of the case decided by the Supreme Court is clear that in order to convict a person under section 306 of IPC, there has to be a clear mens rea to commit the offence. Okay, and it also requires an active act or direct act which lead the deceased to commit suicide, seeing no option, and that act must have been intended to push the deceased into such a position that he committed suicide. Okay, in the case of M. Morgan versus State, the appellate court held that there should be some live link or a proximate link, live link or proximate link between the act of the accused and the act of committing of suicide. If the live link missing, it cannot be said that the accused has instigated or intentionally aided the commission of suicide. Mere threats of involving the family in a false and frivolous cases cannot be tantamount to instigation. And another reference, a husband, okay, persistently demanded money from his wife and quarreled with her every day over the same thing. On the fateful day, she reacted by saying that death would be better than the state of life. But her husband responded by saying that he would feel relieved if she died that very day. She set herself afire immediately thereafter. Okay, fire immediately. Thereafter, what will do? In this above case, the Supreme Court held him to be guilty of instigating her to commit suicide. Okay, And another reference case, the above same nature only. The husband was persistent with his dowry demands. He would beat her, cause all sorts of harassments, and would permit her life only under the shadow of his terror. This ultimately resulted in the wife setting herself and her 3 children ablaze. Okay, ablaze, A-B-L-A-Z-E, ablaze. In this above reference case, the trial court held that the husband willfully produced an atmosphere which forced the wife to do what she did and recorded a conviction and sentence under this section of 7 years rigorous imprisonment. Okay, the Supreme Court upheld the conviction and above sentence also. And another case law, reference case law only I am giving little bit, then it is easy to understand while you are studying. Okay, where the daughter-in-law is another reference case, where the daughter-in-law was subjected to maltreatment and starvation with the superadded fact of looking for another girl for the boy. This was held to be enough to constitute the offence of abatement for the purpose of this reason, purpose of this section also. Okay, and another reference, where in a dying declaration the deceased categorically stated that accused mother-in-law maltreated and taunted her for bringing less dowry and is leader to take the extreme step taken by her. It was held that the mother-in-law was guilty of abatement of suicide under this section. Okay, it has to be stated in connection that now a case, a mental torture of this kind, even if the girl does not commit suicide, would amount to an offence of cruelty within the meaning of newly created section 498A of IPC, which has been brought into existence by section 2 of Criminal Law Act 1983. It should further be noted that where a married girl commits suicide within 7 years of her marriage, the court may presume by virtue of another newly created section in Evidence Act also, section 113A Evidence Act, that her husband and relatives of her husband and abated her to commit suicide. Okay, this new section 2 has been introduced by same Criminal Law 1983. There are indeed welcome measures to combat the ever-growing menace of dowry death. This section also commences under section 498A IPC. Now it's clear, this portion. And another thing, what if for example, if any one of the person abated survives in the suicide? The Supreme Court explained based on this Satyavar Singh versus State of Punjab case, explained this particular situation and held that a person can be convicted only when the abated person commits suicide. If it ends in an attempt, the abated cannot be convicted. It is possible to abate the commission of suicide, but nobody would abate a mere attempt to commit suicide. It is also inconceivable to have abatement of an abatement. Hence, there cannot be an offence under section 116 read with section 306 of IPC. Okay, and another reference cases I will give you next video classes, because it is easy to understand. Okay, fine student, take care, all the best. Will you meet you again next video class? Bye.